Welcome in, everyone. This is Heart to Heart Conversations with Uma, Six, and No Time for Games. Thank you for being here. We are having our show tonight, Heart to Heart Conversations. This is a show where we dig deep, we ask questions that can be a little bit triggering for some of our guests, but mostly it's here to bring healing, clarity, and insight and to kind of make sense of our journeys. So if you are into that, listening to people tell their stories, please feel free to stick around. Now, a few things that we have to talk about before we actually start the show and bring our guests in is that this is not a trolling stream, a toxic stream. We are not here to hurt anybody or bring anybody down. So, our guests always have the option to not answer. All right. And I say that to you, the audience, because if you're wondering, why myself or my co-host don't go down a certain road, or we pull back, or we readjust, it may be because we're sensing some sort of struggle or turmoil with our guests, and our intent is not to stress our guests out. We're just trying to get a story and see what the story is, because I think the biggest way we can come together as a community is to relate to each other. So many times there's so many people in the world that want to create differences. And I feel with this kind of show, we can show how we can come together through having these heart to heart conversations, because we can identify what somebody's going through. So I say that because my guests will be in the box shortly. And whenever we have guests on here, they are being asked to share very personal parts of their lives. So I need the audience members to please hold space for our guests. Please, no trolling, nothing negative to be said, because these are people sharing their own stories. And whether it makes sense to you or not, it makes sense to them. So we honor that for them and their life. Okay. So do I have either Winda or Sunny ready to come in? And we're going to have a talk about this BDSM lifestyle. The reason why I chose this topic tonight is it is a taboo topic, and it's not something that we regularly discuss in this kind of featured show stream. But there is a lot more talk about it, thanks in part to movies like 50 Shades of Grey and other stories that are coming out, and shows that include these kinds of things. So, we always focus on healthy relationships here in the Lotus Lounge. And we're going to be asking the question tonight, is this kind of lifestyle healthy? We're going to bring in two people that have had some experience with this lifestyle, with these experiences. And we're just going to ask them their honest, personal opinions on it. They are not by any means experts. None of us in the box are experts. So we are just having a discussion based on our personal experiences. Hi, Winda. All right, we have Winda here. So if you guys can please put some clapping hand emojis in the comments, let's welcome in our first guest for this heart-to-heart conversation.
I apologize for the delay. I had a work call, and then I'm in my vehicle, but I'm not driving. I'm actually just parked at my butt.
Right. We appreciate that, Winda. Thank you
My
for
butt,
being
don't ban
here.
me.
Well, we love it. We love having you here. So I know tonight's topic is a little bit fiery, spicy, and we can't go too in depth because this is a featured stream, but I'm pretty sure we can get a good conversation out of it. So first of all, thank you for being here with me and Six and No Time for Games. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. And can we just go ahead and start with the questions? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, so I want to first start by actually defining what BDSM is. So, according to WebMD, BDSM is a way of having sex in which one partner plays a dominant role while the other is more submissive. All right. In some cases, this can involve role playing. According to a 2016 study, nearly 47% of women and 60% of men have fantasized about dominating someone in a sex Context. The same study found that BDSM was slightly more prevalent in couples on the LGBTQ spectrum, but researchers otherwise determined that BDSM was practiced across different ages, genders, and ethnic backgrounds. So there's light practices, there's heavier practices, and we're going to get into all of that. So, Wenda, how did you first hear about this? Was it that you saw that movie, 50 Shades of Grey, or was it before that? How did you find out about this lifestyle?
It was before that, and 50 Shades of Grey is actually pretty vanilla. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that movie is actually
Get
pretty
my tea.
vanilla.
This is going to be a long night.
So BDSM has many different levels, and depending on the fetishes and everything going on, it depends on what level you're gonna fall in. So, but I would say I started more when I was in my 20s. And I'm not quite at a high level with it, but I do enjoy some of it.
Okay.
I do my thing here and there.
I was gonna ask what is your comfort level. So they said that light BDSM is hair pulling, handcuffs, scarf or tie bondage, blindfolds, light spanking, role playing. Is that kind of like where your comfort level is?
You go a little higher than that. You can choke. I like wax play. I have been to sex clubs. So
Okay. Okay. First of all, the look on
there's different
Six's
levels
face right now. He, because he's dressed in his Sunday best, and
I love the tie.
Hey,
Looking all sexy up there, Six.
thank you. So let me ask you this, Wenda. I know a lot of people are curious. People aren't as taboo as they once were. So when you think about the beginning of this, right? Did you take the tests? Do the tests really work? Are they really accurate?
I took the BDSM.com test and it was pretty accurate. It may have been a couple digits here and there on some of it, but for me, if you answer the questions accurately and truthfully, it is a very accurate test. Some people try to skew it.
So the test, guys, that we're talking about, there is a known test online. It is free to take, and it determines where you place in this community. There's a lot of questions, but from Wenda's account, it is pretty accurate. Are you comfortable sharing what you found out from the test?
Well, it says I'm about 99% submissive.
99?
99.
Huh.
I would not have seen that. Could y'all see that from Wenda?
No. Thought there was a little dom in there.
I can see. I could have seen switch, but 99% submissive without the switch in there.
I love this. We're learning so much.
I am a switch. If I'm forced to be. But I do love a man that can dominate me in the bedroom. Do not try to dominate my life, because to me that's two very different things. So on a day-to-day, I'm a very dominant person. I'm a very dominant person at work. I'm a very dominant person with my family, with the kids, and with everything else in life. So I don't want to be dominant in bed. I do at one time want somebody to take over and just, you tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it. I got it, and that's the one place.
So that is a big thing that they say about the community, that you tend to be in the community what you are, the opposite of what you are in real life. Is it safe to assume that because you're a single mom and you work, you're very much in control, you're dominant?
Yes. I mean, my official title at work, well, not this job, but my previous title was controller. I mean, that was my title. I was a controller. And that suits me very, very well, So, but in the bedroom around a man, if you meet the right man, a woman, you can take a very dominant woman and convert her submissive without her even noticing it. but it takes the
what
right
would
man.
that look like for a man to do that?
Right.
Okay, so as a woman like me who is very independent, who pays her own bills, takes care of the kids, takes care of the family, does everything, I do not need a man. And there's a difference there, people. There is a difference, because when I say that words, I get that look that he just gave me. As a woman that is independent and strong, we don't need a man. But men need to realize you rather have a woman that wants you than needs you. Because a woman that wants you for who you are, what you can give her, and what you can do. But a woman that needs you is using you for your money, for your financial stimulation, spiritual, everything. Instead of wanting it, she needs it. So I'd rather want a man for all of that, but not need him for it, because it elevates it to a different level.
Now, when you meet men in your dating life, how does the BDSM come into play? Is it they suggest it, you suggest it, you both kind of naturally go there? Does it start off with that? Does it start off vanilla and then it leads there?
So my biggest person that I was very BDSM with was my son's father, and he's the one that actually kind of showed me and all of that. And I started to enjoy it, and I was like, oh wait, I like this, I enjoy it. And the last couple men I've been with, I've had to show them. They started out vanilla, and then I was like, oh no, we ain't doing this. No, I'm bored. We're switching this up, you know. And it's quite funny because one of them actually broke up with a girlfriend because afterwards he dated me. He's like, yeah, she was too boring for me. I was like, oh, I damaged you. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to damage you for the rest of the females.
I love this because this is like my overall arching question. Do you feel that BDSM is healthy in relationships? Because right now, like it sounds like it's becoming almost like an addiction, right? Where if I don't have it, not you, but with that guy and his story, if I don't have it, I don't want to be with you. Like plain sex is just vanilla. But isn't sex like amazing and connecting and intimate?
So there's different times and places for everything. There's times that you just want the romance and the touchy-feely and the cuddling, and there's just times you just want it rough and want to be bent over and do everything, you know. So there's times for everything. I'm trying to be politically correct here, people.
I appreciate it. I'm just gonna be like
but
games and blush through this whole
reactions are like killing me over here.
I love it here.
You can have a little bit of everything in your life. It doesn't have to be one way, the same way all the time. And I tell females and I tell my friends, if you cannot, the only thing I do not do in life is that I do not share. I do not share my man with nobody, male or female. I don't care. I do not share my man. But if my man wants to try anything else, I don't say no. We can try it one time. If I don't like it, I won't do it again. And the whole point of being in a relationship and being with someone is to feel that comfort level where you can say, let's try this. If we don't like it, we won't do it again. And that's a lot of females are like, I'm never going to try that. Well, then you know what you're doing is you're pushing that man to go to find somebody else to try it. So it's being open in your relationship with your partner to say, let's try it. If we don't like it, let's not do it again. But I really do feel that women, you'd be surprised how many women try stuff and they're like, oh, wait, I like this. But they were so afraid to try it, not realizing that they actually would love it.
So would you say it actually, in the end, your relationships are better when a healthy level of BDSM is a part of the relationship?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to keep the longer your relationships are, you have to keep spicing them. And if you're constantly just having it the exact same way, you tell me that you just want to do missionary 7 days a week for 20 years. I mean, really think about it.
I always love the good starfish, but I get it.
Yeah. No, I want to go sideways. I want to go doggy style. I want to, I'm trying to use positions that I can say on my show that's featured that I know won't get banned.
Right. I get it.
You know, you want to try different things in a relationship over time, because it's like that saying, if you're getting the same thing over and over and over, you're going to want to go get something somewhere else. But if you're spicing it up and changing it up and giving them something different, listen, we women have 20 million personalities. You still want every different one in bed.
So here's my thing, right? Because from my personal opinion, I don't think it's a healthy practice. I feel like maybe the light BDSM I feel could be healthy. It's like exciting, add a little something adventurous, but then there is the hardcore stuff, right? That's like a little bit more requiring a little bit more from the persons and could be painful. What would you say to people who say that this is not a healthy practice and it destroys relationships?
Uma, I'm gonna make you a red room. Tell me you're not gonna use it. I see she can't even. She's smiling because she's like, darn it, Winda.
I just now, you know, on the other side, I could see how it could be healthy in that if you have to go down this road with your partner, it requires a huge amount of trust, a huge amount of communication and vulnerability. And those are all things we say, right? Games, right? 6 that we needed in a relationship: trust, vulnerability, intimacy. So, what do you guys, Games and 6, think about it? Because I'm still kind of going back and forth about, is this a healthy practice or not?
You want me to go first, 6?
6 is enjoying the female conversation.
I'm all for it. There are different levels. I will honestly say 50 Shades of Grey is less vanilla. Like, it's diet vanilla is what it is. Because I'm all for the levels up, like Wenda said, the choking, the hair pulling, you know, they in so there you have to understand when, and that was the question I was going to ask you, Wenda, was the test results. When you look at your test results, you actually can look at those and look and see how accurate those are in your day-to-day life outside of the with your partner, because you have the submission, you have the switch, you have the dominance, you have a lot of different things that I'm like, in my day-to-day life, I have to be the boss all the time and I have to do this. But when I come home, like, I want to be in my soft girl era. I just want to look at you and be like, yes, daddy, whatever you want. And I think it's healthy. When a man hears the word no, or I don't want to, it's the same for when women hear the word no and I don't
tell
want
me
to.
no.
Like, okay, why are we saying no? And so therefore, like what Wenda
None of
said,
my exes ever told me no. The word
can
no
try it
never
one
came out
time
their mouth. No.
outside of certain things. There are certain things
Don't
that
tell me
I'm just
no.
not doing.
But
I don't want to be.
Gonna come out.
I don't want to
isn't
be
the
put in a
point of
cage.
being,
I don't want to be walked, but a lot of other things
isn't the point
can
of
be
a submissive is if
compromised.
they, like, you got to follow them, what they say. So if they say no, you got to follow that. Isn't that
So with
submissive?
submission, it's not the word that they say no, because I've always tell people, don't tell me the word no. Even in my job and in life and my day-to-day life, the word no, I don't like. Don't ever tell me no. Give me a reason why I can't do something or you don't want me to do something. But don't say, just don't tell me no. Hey, Wenda, can you not do that right now because of this, and this? I'll be like, okay, maybe yes or no. But just came out and straight tell me no, don't do something. I'm a brat. Oh, by the way, I came out 97% brat.
Hey, I'm 100%. I'm 100% brat.
I'm like 97% brat. I am a true brat.
I'm
I'm gonna go
100%
against
brat.
you.
We're gonna have to make 6 take this.
I am vanilla. Okay.
No, you're not.
6. I
You
have a
are
pair
a
of
lie.
handcuffs. Do you mind if I borrow them on you?
Do what? You said, huh?
Not
I
the
don't want to
stuttering.
go to jail. I don't want to go to
This-
jail. I'm okay.
Oh, this
She
is
didn't
this
say
is
she
this
was
is a
taking
lot
you to
more
jail.
fun than jail. Okay, this is basically the bedpost. You strip down
He
to
did say
certain
he liked
things.
a good starfish, though.
You
Yeah,
know,
like just lay it out. I
She could
got it.
be the
I'll take it from
starfish.
there. Listen, for
No,
me,
that's
so
I
wait,
just
so you're vanilla 6.
I would have to say, because it just, for me, I have big hands to be wrapping these things around somebody's neck. For me, these big
That
hands
just
smacking
excited
on
me.
somebody, you know, to be pulling on hair and stuff. Like I'm a
Don't
strong
be
guy. I'm
exciting us.
300 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of man. So to know that I could be doing this to someone's daughter, I wouldn't want this done to my daughter. So no, I am not. No.
I
I'm
do have a
vanilla.
question about
you
that.
know, Wenda,
In
it's
this,
so funny that he is alternating his hips in that seat as he's saying no.
Oh
I do
man.
have a question about that, Winda. Has it, in your experience of practicing BDSM, has it ever gotten dangerous? Has it ever gotten to the point where you felt threatened or violated?
I wouldn't say felt violated. I have I so I will say this. There's one act that I truly enjoy, that if anybody's ever been in my stream knows what that is. But if it is not, the person does not know what they're doing and how to do it or have never done it, you could literally send someone to the hospital.
Right.
And there was one time where the person accidentally did it wrong. And I was literally in a lot of pain for about a week and a half. So, but it wasn't on purpose. It was a little too rough in that sense. But no, I think I don't have a safe word per se, but I do know how to say, hey, hold on, wait, so. But
Okay.
I don't have a safe word because I'm not at that level of submission to where you're like, yes sir, get on your knees. And I've never actually had someone that wanted to be at that level of a dominant to submissive.
Like you said, anything you try once, right?
Yeah, you want to try that 6?
I might add some
Stunning.
strawberry to my vanilla ice cream. Who knows?
On that note, welcome in everybody. This is Heart2Heart Conversations. Today we're discussing, is BDSM a healthy practice? Winda, please stick around because at the end of the show, we're going to bring you back in with Sunny and have a general Q&A with the audience. So
Good
I'll
luck
let
with
you
Sunny,
jump
because
in.
if you think I'm feisty 6, just wait till you meet Sunny.
I need more than this
He
tea.
just got so nervous.
I
He
got
Can I
just
can
nervous.
I can I calm down, Oma, during this, or do I have to?
Yeah, you could take your camera off and get yourself together for a second. All right, I'll let Winda leave the box, and then I'm going to bring Sunny in. I really appreciate Winda sharing. What did you guys learn from what Winda talked? Her
Six,
talk
what did
actually.
you learn? Six, what did you learn?
I've had a lot of women who have been interested in it, but again, I'm reluctant because I don't want to hurt my lady. I don't want to. I'm a bigger guy, and I just know me smacking on you will leave a bruise. Me putting my hand around your neck literally wraps around your whole freaking neck. Like I have
Hold on, hold
humongous
that up.
hands.
Yeah. Hey, you see that? Just do this
So,
right here. Listen,
I'm just, even
I'll
with
say
the
that for
restraining
later.
someone, I restrain somebody and then I have a heart attack and you lock down the hand to bed. I can't get up. You can't get up. We just in trouble. So I don't know. I guess I'm just a little hurt. Me, said Wanda. All right. Our next guest.
I know. Well, I
Listen,
feel like I was dead set against it. I was just dead set, like, no, this is not healthy. This is trauma. This is people playing out their traumas. But something about what Winda said about like the communication that you
not
have
the
to
sunny
do
there.
to take this to the next level, it made me realize, because we always talk about in relationships you need transparency, honesty, vulnerability, communication,
Right.
and it seems like in these couples they have to share those things to have a good experience. So I'm excited to hear from our next guest. If you guys can please put your hands together and welcome in our second guest for the evening. And this is Sunny.
Hi.
Hello.
I am so excited to have this conversation with you. Winda kicked it off
That's
fantastically. She all has us sitting on the edge of our seats. Now, for those of you who are watching live, if you have questions for Winda, and then of course for Sunny after Sunny gives her story, please start getting them ready, because right after we're going to have boat ladies in the box, and we will have a chance to ask them our Q&As. All right, Sunny, my love, welcome in. And I'm going to start off with the same question I
I was
started with
over here
Winda.
answering them for myself and for Winda. Me and Winda like this, so I knew all her answers already. I already knew her. That's why I was putting stuff in the chat, because I already knew what her answers was going to be.
I love it. I love it. Well, I did want to start off with that initial question. How did you get into this lifestyle? And if you are in the lifestyle, how far do you go? Are you light BDSM? Are you middle, mediate, moderate, or all the way in? Please tell us something.
All right. So when they say they get it from my mama, I get it from my daddy. I don't know who I got it from, but I was a freak from the beginning. I didn't even know what BDSM was, and it was things I wanted at 18, 19 years old. So mine just was a natural, just out the gate situation with wax play, with wanting to see blood, draw blood, tie up things. I was out the gate like that. Yeah.
Oh, so that's deep in. That's not the
yeah. She said, if y'all think she bad, wait till I come in.
This is
I was
deep
crazy.
in.
I was just wild right out the gate.
Look at this.
And as far as the levels, it depends on what level. It depends on what era I am in my life and what my partner can efficiently handle. Because it has to be efficiently handled. You can't play around with it. It has to be efficiently handled. So I've been hardcore, mid-range, and lightweight. But my lightweight is probably mid-range for most people.
So for a vanilla gentleman who may not be privy to this type of lifestyle, but finds you everything he wants you to be in a relationship, how do you wean him into this bedroom lifestyle? How do you start it off? Do you tell him that you're this? Do you give it to him on the first night and turn him out, or is it a gradual thing?
Wait a minute. I don't like that being said about me, so I'm not gonna say about nobody else. But change their mind on some things, yes, sir. We've changed their minds on some things.
Okay.
But I heard y'all saying communication. Communication is everything. You can have a little bit of sex talk, a little intimate talk, a little foreplay talk before you even do anything, and you can kind of judge. That's just kind of person. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna watch. And if your responses to certain things I say or do when we're not being intimate, I can pretty much judge how much I can get away with you. Sometimes it's get away with, because sometimes they're just, not even just vanilla. Sometimes they're transparent,
Okay.
But I have like it was, I guess I got married at 19. He thought that just having intercourse was the big thing, and I finally had to it ain't doing it for me, that's just I have always been upfront and honest. If somebody not doing it for me, I will tell them, you're not gonna get no results from what you're doing. I will do that, but not in a nasty way, or I'll just take over. Do
you feel that BDSM could be a cover for relationships that are just doomed to fail? Like, what if, say, you and Six are in a relationship and it's just not a good relationship? You guys don't match. Do you feel that people could use BDSM to try to revive it or save it, and it's really just a relationship past the expiration date?
Or I don't think you can use anything sexual to revive a relationship. You can use something sexual to maintain a relationship, but I don't think it will save it. Maintaining means we're roommates right now, but we have a good sex life. That's not saving the relationship. That's saving your sexual relationship, not the relationship. Because if you take that away, then what? And then in another reason, I would not do that. I wouldn't do anything on the BDSM scale with somebody that I think I don't want to be involved with anymore, because you have to trust your partner. And if I don't trust you and feel safe enough with you to stay in a relationship with you, I dang on sure not gonna trust you to choke, strangle, knife play, none of that. None of that. Yeah.
Have
So,
In
you
the
ever?
Sunny,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
so Sunny,
Mhm.
you and I have had a lot of Taboo Tuesday
We
topics,
have.
we have definitely had a few out there. Which have been easier to deal with, the men or the women, when it comes to the BDSM? Because a lot of times the men like to be control freaks and in control, and if you were a switch, like, it's somewhat easy, but if you're 100% dominant and that person's 100% dominant, like, how do you do that? Like, which is easier to
I'm
control the
surprised Linda didn't
narrative?
tell y'all about my test. My test came back with me 98% primal and 98% submissive. So I am a 100% switch. Okay. So that's why she was talking
primal?
about me. I'm surprised she didn't tell y'all my school.
What is primal?
Primal is the hunter that I could be the dominant. So I I love to hunt. I love to hunt. But I like to be hunted too. So I am a perfect switch. I think I was 98 and 99 on one. She said she hadn't seen anybody with that before, with a switch that high. But for your question, as far as dealing with someone with male or female, which has been easier, and I can't say one has been any easier than the other, because I had one female I was in a relationship with for 5 years. She was like doing like this one day, she was like, I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't know what you're about to do, that kind of thing.
Fair. It's the fair.
And she used to say she used to call me 50 Shades of Brown. That's what she used to call me, 50 Shades of Brown. And I finally watched that movie, 50 Shades of Grey. It's so grammar school. I went to sleep on it. I had to watch it in like 2-3 sittings. That's like grooming. That's a grooming situation to me.
Whoa.
50 Shades of Grey
Now
is like
that is unhealthy.
yeah,
That
that
is
seems
an
like
unhealthy
grooming, because he
behavior.
groomed her.
Yes,
he groomed her.
he
So
did.
that was like showing that grooming thing. But it showed a lot of good things like that, aftercare and stuff like that. So like I had one female who had gone through some traumatic things, so she could only go so far. Okay. But then I've been with another female who's been through some traumatic things. Hey, we have fun. There's no bar, no limits. But then the men seem to take it. Women don't have a reason for not doing it, a real legit traumatizing thing for it. But the men who couldn't handle it, it was messing with their ego. So now, as long as they were trying to do things, and they would try to do things, but if like somebody said, Candy said, she said, I don't like to be choked, I like to be strangled. Because if you're not doing it hard enough, I will tighten your hand up, or I will do a tap or something, because that person that I'm with, they know I want to be gasping. I need to gasp for air. So that's why it has to be somebody.
I just have to say, I really was not ready.
You was not
I
what?
tried to tell you. I tried to tell both of y'all wasn't ready. I tried to warn them.
Me and Kim Kai have done some BDSM and submissive things and slave things and things. She said she wanted you.
I did.
And
I too
the
warned her.
men seem to have a harder time with
She
it.
said what she said, 6.
Because they just think they're supposed to know what to do. And then if you have to teach them that because they don't know, they can't get into it. Or like six said, they may think that they're hurting you, but the whole purpose is to inflict some discomfort or some pain. That's the purpose of it.
Okay. I want to follow that up, because that is where I'm feeling this is an unhealthy practice. if we have to cause our loved ones pain, how could you explain that to me, that this is good, this is wholesome, this is amazing, when you're
Just like they say,
love?
there's a good stress, there's a bad stress, there's healthy stress, there's good pain, there's bad pain. Because the person that's doing that slap, they're not hitting you to hurt you. They learn to hit in a certain way. They have to hit in a certain way, and it gives more of a tingle than ow. It'll be and you may do an ow real quick, but that's it. It's like you have to do a little curve in it, and you will hear the sound, and the cheeks will shake a certain way. It's not meant to beat them up, and that's, I think, what a lot of people do, thinking it's to beat them, and it's not. Because what a lot of people don't realize, search and find out how many nerve endings are in your body from head to toe.
There's a lot.
That's what a lot of this BDSM is doing, is redirecting the sensations in your nerves all over your body, which gives you that heightened arousal. You're looking at me like, whoa, she's serious.
Is there a purpose then to BDSM, or is it just pleasure? Or is there, like you said, okay, we're redirecting this pain stimuli around the body. Maybe you're overthinking something in the world, and you need to stop thinking. So have like a session in this, like, this is where my mind's going. Is there a higher purpose to it, or is it just all pleasure?
It depends. Some people need that to be degraded. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, I've gotten into that part of it too. I don't know how much y'all can handle today, but I've gotten into some of that stuff too. But
I have a question about that. How is that healthy? How is degrading somebody healthy?
I used to be in this alternative lifestyle club, right? And the people that I talked to were generals in the military, attorneys, doctors, surgeons, police officers. They wanted to be degraded because it took away the cares of the day for them. Why or how, I don't know. How Wanda was saying, they, when the people are in control and they're all day, at night they want you to be in control. For some reason, this took that part away for them. And I was Black Shear, in case y'all want to look. You ain't gonna find me, but I was Black Shear. Thank you very much.
The name.
That was my handle, Black Shear.
6. Let me ask you this.
Now
you guys tell me this is, because I'm trying to follow the BDSM lifestyle. 6. Let's say you and Games were a couple in this dimension, and you are in, or Games is in the BDSM lifestyle, and you are now dating her, and she brings you into a club setting, and let's say her thing is degrading people, like that's what she's on the scale for.
Right, Wanda?
Yeah. I think half the reason he's my co-host is I can put him in these uncomfortable situations. And now, this is a situation I want to ask everybody about, but I really want to come back to 6 about this. Let's say part of her degradation to you includes racist comments. So, Winda, Sunny, because you're in the box right now, has that ever happened before? Because it's degradation, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's tailored to your partner. So you've already had these discussions. You've had these discussions already. You know what kind of things they like to hear. So I'm not going to say anything racial to him if I know that that's not, because people that are in this and they're comfortable with each other, they're going to say, I want you to say this to me. Y'all can be eating breakfast and they'll say, I want you to do this. I want you to say that. So and then next time y'all get into it, you say it.
So the person that's degrading the other person, they're not coming up with their own stuff. It has to be told to them what to come up with.
It's told, depending on that relationship. Yeah, pretty much. Because whether you're paying for services or not, because I worked as, I ain't going to tell y'all too much, but I worked in the field a little bit. And, and sometimes they will tell you, I want you to kick me. I want you to trample me. I want you to just, I want you to spit on me, or I want you to say any nasty words you can. Call me a no good, da 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 da. You kind of know already what it is they want, and if they trust in you not to cross a line. You know, because there's some things you can say when you're in that setting that will not come out your mouth otherwise to each other. That's strictly bed talk.
So you've got degrading and you got a degrader. So I have had conversations with 2 men off of this app that approached me when I've had these conversations and asked if we were in a situation together, if I would use the N word. I will tell you on my BDSM test, 0% degrader, 0% degradee. That is not something that I'm into.
I have not come across
So,
anybody
like,
that
you gotta make
wanted.
sure,
Yeah,
that's just
I
not
haven't come across.
something that would never.
And that'll be a question if you're not of the same race. That's a question that might and should come up, because if they say just talk about me, make me feel less than, call me no good, this, that, and the other, y'all need to make sure that that's
Right.
something, because but like I said, what happens then happens then. Like, it's some things that I've said in situations I would never say to that person afterwards. And it never comes up. Well, you said this. Well, you said that. Well, you told me. No, that never comes up, because you've had enough conversation about it. You've had enough conversation about it.
Communication. And go back to it.
Definitely communicate. Just, y'all know, when me and one of my friends, we have what I call a whole bag. We have a whole bag when we travel. We got big ass duffel bag with swings and everything in it.
Ropes.
We have a whole bag.
Whips.
But we've gone through each piece together, or bought the majority of the pieces together. So we know who's gonna use it, who's gonna do what with it, that kind of thing. So it's a communication thing. Do not anybody in here, do not do it because it's a fad. Do it because you and your partner are interested in doing it. Y'all have watched some videos or talked to somebody, because I have done classes on how to hold that around the neck and things like that.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, because 6 is still confused up there. So when you had mentioned earlier, like, my big hands, like, we will show you, like, we literally will take your hand and we will put our hand over yours, and we will show you, like, the amount of pressure to apply. Exactly. We're not going to let you choke the life out of us.
Right.
Just
and the thing is,
you're
going to know your
just
woman.
Close to it.
That's not something you do first.
Before we continue on with that point, I want to bring Winda back, because we're coming down to the end of our show. And guys, if you have questions or comments for our panel right now, please go ahead and put them in the comments.
You're free.
Now,
4-6. 4-6.
I changed my picture, so
I kind of siding with
6. I promise you, I would take your hand, I'll literally put it on my neck, and then I'll tell you how far to pressure and when to release and stuff like that. And then I will also take your hand and show you how to spank the booty. Okay?
Exactly. You got to get that right pop. It's not like you whipping your kids.
I will give you my
hold on 1 minute. Like, I feel this is still a danger zone, especially for a man like 6, because who's to say you guys? Who's to say, right? And 6, tell me if you agree with me or not. But who's to say that it doesn't go as planned, or let's say after the whole interaction, you decide you don't want to see this person anymore, and they decide to now call, assault or whatever else. It's a tricky road. How do you feel as a man to be put in a situation like that?
I need my Bible, but
you sound like country.
You got the face of a 6-year-old going right now.
You sound like country.
Listen, I am all about pleasuring my woman and making sure that she is pleased, but I do not want to punish her in a sense, right?
That's not punishment.
It's right.
So
now, trust me, if I want you to punish me, I would find a way for you to punish me.
let me give you a good thing that anybody, a man
6
in your
foot, so
situation,
scary.
because my oldest son is big and he wouldn't even spank his sisters because he was scared because his hands were so big. He's 285 pounds. He put him in a corner, punishment all day, but he would not touch him because he thought he was going to hurt him. What you would do is when y'all just hanging around, come up from behind her and just do a little grab and see what her reaction is. If she likes it, she's going to lean back into you. Put a little bit of pressure on her, and if she hold her head up, you good to go. That's her spot. And as you all progress with it, and as her, I'm trying to find the right word. What time is it? As the more heightened she gets in from doing it, she'll start pushing your hand tighter. She'll start pushing your hand tighter. But then you also are going to be taking the cues from her and know if she wants more. Because can't just anybody come up and make me gas. There's got to be somebody. We done been through some things before you can get to that point.
I feel like
so this isn't something like you can literally go and with a one night stand person try it. This is somebody that you're in a relationship with, that you have already been intimate with, and that you grow into this process with them.
Right.
I don't do BDSM things with everybody I've ever slept with.
Right.
Because I don't trust them to that level. I may sleep with them, but not to that level where I trust them in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a fact.
But that doesn't mean that once I do trust them that I won't teach them, but I will.
Have you guys ever turned down a request from someone to practice these practices and you were like, no, I don't want to do that with you?
Not if I'm in a relationship with them.
I haven't, because anybody that brought it up is somebody that we already talk sexually and we know that we're on the same level. So I haven't had to do that. But let me answer your question for the night. It can be harmful. Like in that situation you said, doing it to save a relationship. That's an example of how it can be harmful. It can be harmful to a situation, to a relationship, if it's not done for the right reason. Yes. So yes, it can be harmful. Can it spice up a situation? Hell yeah, it can spice it up. But it can be harmful. But that's why you got to talk and you got to see the look on that person's face during regular sex, during vanilla time, during transparent time.
Oh, Six's face literally this whole time.
Linda, I'm telling you.
I said it looked like a 6-year-old.
Question. I'm like, my co-host has just mentally tapped out. I'm like, come on, sir, ask these questions, please. He is mentally tapped out.
Okay,
I'm like, I gotta
since it's 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock for me. All right, so since it's 6 o'clock, that means the feature part is off. 6, what is the wildest thing you have ever done?
Wait, before we're still recording, so before we do all of that, I would like to say thank you to our ladies, Sunny and Winda, for coming through. I have learned a lot here today, guys, about BDSM and, whether it's healthy in relationships. I always like to end the show by giving my feedback on my thoughts. And this is what I feel. I feel like if it's with the wrong people and with a lack of communication, it could absolutely be a disaster. It could absolutely be an unhealthy thing. But from these ladies talking and sharing their experiences, it sounds like if you have good communication, honesty, transparency, vulnerability, you could really actually have a good experience. And it sounds like it could take a relationship to the next level. 6, what are your thoughts? I know you were quiet all the time. We know Games agrees. I think 6 and I were the only ones that were kind of on the fence about it. So what do you feel, 6, after this conversation? Do you feel like you might
go take the test?
Hey, Coco was over there looking for you. I told her what the subject was, what we were really talking about. She was looking.
I don't know. Am I still on the left side of this? Am I?
What side? Where are you on?
Yeah. So for me, it's not. I'm reluctant. I would have to have somebody that makes me feel trusting in them, and if they make me feel comfortable, and it's somebody that I know, trust me enough to trust them with teaching me this, then yeah, I would be open to maybe exploring the softer side of it. But as far as, putting you in a cage or putting a leash on you, I I probably wouldn't be
You're
about
gonna tap out
it.
for now.
Not a leash,
Again, I
not a
want to
leash, but
thank
they
you
do
ladies
have
for
some
coming through.
beautiful tip collars.
I really
Not the
appreciate
leash.
your feedback, and thank you guys for joining us for the Heart to Heart Conversations. If you guys are watching the recording and you want to come through, we are here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. on the Plenty of Fish app. Just download the app, come to live stream, find my name, UmaB1111, hit that follow, and when I go live Wednesday, 6 p.m., you'll get a notification to come join us.